Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. I got a new co-host here, okay? He's got some dog in him, too. He's got some real dog. Isn't that right, Leroy? Yeah, Leroy, you got some dog in you. Who let the dogs out? Nobody. He's sitting on my lap. He's still in here. All right, so here's my worry right now for us Cowboy fans is expectations are the building blocks of resentment. That and hey, don't drink my coffee. Don't drink my coffee. Yes, resentment, expectations are building blocks of resentment. And don't forget today, 4 o'clock, Philly 500, he said he didn't get enough of me yesterday, and he wants to do a one-on-one stream at 4 o'clock, so we'll be doing that. And in the meantime, I got to go pick up some wood to do some more work in the workshop. Here's the worry for me is now everybody is going to go through and they're going to look at this and say, oh, man, I'm already getting people saying, Dak Prescott's got no excuses now. He's got no excuses. But I caution people to remember that this isn't Mike McCarthy coming in where most of the coaching staff is set and they have an idea what they're doing, where Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator. This is starting everything over pretty much from scratch, except for Brian Schottenheimer. Every single one of these coaches, other than Brian Schottenheimer, are brand new and are going to be teaching everybody something different. Yes, we have made some moves. Yes, we've got some potential here. I agree with all of those things. But you can see the worm is already turning now, where Vegas had us at 7.5 as the over and under. And now people are definitely switching up to the over. And now people are saying, oh, I think you've caught up and passed the Commanders. You know, you're going to be a Super Bowl team. I say pump the brakes a bit. Pump the brakes. We should be better than last year, but I'm not going to be one of those ones that say, we're going to do the Super Bowl. And here's a case in point right here, right? Yeah, tell them, Leroy. Tell them. Tell them. Okay? Yeah, you got dog breath. Oh, you got dog breath, Leroy. As close as I get to grandkids. Listen to this. Cowboys are the rebound team. Oh, shit. Here we go.
I want to do because I think that obviously everybody's going to go Commanders. Here's the surprise team. But and people don't understand how hard this is for me to do because I pretty much dislike everything that has to do with this franchise most of the time. But the Cowboys are a very obvious choice here to be a surprise division winner, right? I mean, we're all sitting here and being like, oh, this team doesn't have anything, and they lost this, they lost that. The Cowboys have drafted extraordinarily well over the last decade plus. Again. Dak Prescott comes back healthy. You do need to upgrade a little bit, and I think that there's probably still some room. I mean, Jerry Jones keeps saying something big is in the works, you know, and he probably is just lying to sell season tickets. But let's just say that they added Tyreek Hill, or they added...
This was before.
What if they added one of the Packers guys that's going to kind of be part of the overflow on that depth chart, right? Because Green Bay has, like, what? 6 really good wide receivers now, you know? Yeah. So what if they added one of those guys?
Like Christian Watson or someone like that.
Yeah, like what if they got Christian Watson next to CeeDee Lamb? Does that all of a sudden make you think like, I don't know? Like,
yeah, I like their draft too. I mean,
I think they had one of the if Revel stays healthy, I mean, he's the best cornerback in that draft.
People don't learn their lesson on this. If you have a good offensive line, you're probably going to be competitive. Right. You know? Like you're probably going to be able to go in and compete on a week to week and month to month basis in the NFL. And I look at their offensive line, and you know, like Tyler Booker, first round pick at left tackle. We see what he becomes. Tyler Smith, one of the best guards in football. They add Tyler Booker at the other guard. Cooper Beebe as center. It's just they've continued to invest into those positions. And you lose DeMarcus Lawrence, but you bring in Donovan Ezeraku to be your secondary pass rusher opposite Micah Parsons. And Ezeraku while he isn't like a prototype defensive end, everything I heard about him was like great kid, should be ready to go the minute he walks into
Keep
the
in
NFL.
mind, this is before you get
Is he ever
George
going to have
Pickens.
15 sacks? Maybe not, but he's going to be a productive player. Ravel, like he's like, to me, like Ravel is one of the most intriguing guys in the draft because he might have been like the 15th overall pick if he wasn't hurt.
I agree.
So I just like look at like the guys they had. I loved watching Jaden Blue from Texas in the playoffs. Like I look at them and like if you think the Commanders are going to just take a natural step back because like last year was like a lot of things went right for them and there's like some level of regression there. I mean, you could say the reverse about Dallas too. And as much crap as Dallas took for the way they played last year, so many things went wrong. You know what I mean? Like
a lot of things went wrong, and they still played tough. And they still, there was the they beat the Commanders at the end, toward the end of last year, right?
They beat them once and almost beat them a second time,
didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, look, like how many games did Dak play last year? And they still went 7-10. He played in. Dak played 8 games last year. They were 3-5 with him. They were 4-5 without him.
So look at this. So look at the tail end of last season. They beat the Commanders 34-26 at the end of the year. They beat the Giants by a touchdown with Cooper Rush. They lost to the red-hot Bengals by a touchdown. They beat the Panthers, who were improving. They beat the Buccaneers by 2.
Yeah.
And then they lost to Washington by 4 points in the season finale. That to me shows whatever. If you're one of these like stock people and you're like kind of reading the granular stuff underneath it, it's like, okay, this team is still actually really good and they had a great draft. And if Revel stays healthy, he's a top 10 corner, top 12 corner, whatever you want to call him. And all of a sudden this team doesn't look so bad and whatever. I mean, we have to convince ourselves of so many different things, but and Brian Schottenheimer at the top of this pyramid, but
I mean, that's the question is like, what does it look like with Schotty now? The head coach and the guy with the trigger full time now on offense, right? And Matt Eberflus running the defense. Is that an upgrade over Mike Zimmer? We'll see. He was a really good defensive coordinator in Indianapolis, so we've seen him in that role before and excel in that role before. And like it's a lot of change, but I could see them surprising some people for sure.
Clayton Adams to OC. I think that was
okay. So understand. Oh, I lost my co-host. Somebody need to let the dog out. Keep in mind that is before the Cowboys traded for Pickens, and so now you've got the expectation that the Cowboys are going to be great. And I'm telling y'all, pump the brakes a little bit. Pump the brakes. Believe me, this is a good move, but we still have places of a lot of concern that we are going off of. Can Savon Ravel be ready to start the season with no effects from an ACL? Can we get Diggs back? Can we get Overshown back? And will they be, where they've been at the good times before? We still have a lot of new pieces here. What are you howling at? What are... Yep. I don't have grandbabies. I have a grand dog. I just say, pump the brakes a little bit, people. Be cool. Be cool. Don't get overly excited. Not yet. We haven't even had a practice with all these guys yet together. All righty, good people. It's off to the stove to get some wood. And I'll be back with Philly 500 in a couple hours. Peace.